Hey there, scholars. This is Mrs. Bowers. I had to relocate and shoot today's video next door in Mr. West's classroom because there's orchestra rehearsal going on in my room right now. So I just want to briefly go over the math that we did today. We were comparing fractions, and just a little reminder, a lot of us still kind of get our signs mixed up a little bit. So to show a value that is greater than another value, we're going to have the open mouth, if you will. You might have learned this back in first and second grade. The mouth of the alligator or Pac-Man is bigger because it wants to eat the bigger number. Less than is just going the opposite direction. Equal to, equal sign. All right, so let's practice. I wrote on your homework some advice. I wrote solve, then compare the values with greater than, less than, and equal to. So first I have the expression 4 times 7/8. And the other day we talked about how to multiply a whole number with a fraction, and how we do that is we multiply the whole number by the numerator. All right, so 4 times 7 is 28. We keep the denominator the same, and then we can compare 28/8 to 7/8, and we know that 28 is greater than 7. That's pretty straightforward. Let me give you a more challenging expression where we are comparing two different fractions. So if we were to have 4/5 multiplied by 7/7, we're going to then compare it to the fraction 4/5. So yet again, on your homework, my suggestion to you was, hey guys, solve first and then compare. So first we're going to solve this multiplication expression of fractions. When we do so, we multiply the numerators. 4 times 7 is 28. Then we multiply the denominators. 5 times 7 is 35. And then we're going to compare it to 4/5. Can we compare two fractions when the denominators are different? No, we cannot. So you can do one of two things. You can simplify this fraction, or make 4/5 an equivalent fraction with the new denominator of 35. Whichever way you happen to go, doesn't matter, but I'll show you both ways. So if you wanted to simplify first, you know that when you simplify, you're going to list all the factors of 28 and 35. Can we see that? Come on closer. All right, so we have 1 times 28, 2 times 14, 4 times 7. Then I have 1 times 35, 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 7. Now I'm going to look for the greatest common factor. What's the biggest number these two lists have in common? And that is a 7. We know that we divide the denominator and numerator by their common factor. 28 divided by 7 is 4. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So 4/5 is equal to 4/5. Ta-da! Let's do one more example. Okay. Next, we're going to multiply 4/9 times 3/8, and then we're going to compare it to the fraction 3/8. On your homework, I reminded you, hey guys, the first thing you're going to do is solve it, then compare the numbers. Let's multiply the numerators first. That's 4 times 3 is 12. Then 9 times 8 is 72. Then I'm going to compare it to 3/8. I cannot compare because the denominators are not the same. So the last problem, oh my gosh, Mrs. Bowers, look what you're doing. I'm a hot mess. I'm so sorry. Okay, Mrs. Bowers, these denominators are not the same. I cannot compare them yet. The previous problem that we just did, I showed you how to simplify first. But this time I'll show you that you can also use an equivalent fraction, then compare. So if I was to list all of the multiples of 72 and 8, I know 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, then 40, then 48. Still with me? 48, 56, 64, 72. Then I'm going to list the factors of 72. Whoop! I just found my LCM, my common multiple. They both have 72 in common. How did I get from 72 to 72? I multiplied by 1. So if 72 times 1 is 72, then 12 times 1 is 12. That stays the same. If my new LCM, 72, how did I get from 8 to 72? I multiplied by 9. So if 8 times 9 is 72, 3 times 9 is 27. Now I can compare what's bigger, 1272 or 27 over 72. It is greater. 27 over 72 is greater than 12 over 72. So, my final tip for you, kiddos, for your homework tonight. Solve the multiplication expression first. Then you can compare the fractions. Okay? All right, guys, good luck, and I will see you all tomorrow.